This is Wadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Wadu TV sunye yamamu nyina kwaba. Na yadaswa ewo elections aftermath. Metwe election echi no abatu echi emu nsema epudiaba. Na statistics bi abetodwa. Meka statistics a chese nhwehwema efa nipa dodo atu aba. Emu mema omomo senior high school, omomo university. Omomo hwe nneoma hodo bi so do to aba no. Abetodwa se SHS for no to aba de tiam eye Bawumia pa ani MPP amanyoko no pa. Yes. SHS nkwada na omako free senior high school no. Omoto aba no e de tia Dr. Bawumia ne MPP aba no pa. Ade ntina ya wose banesa. Se nkwada ya fa school fees free. Na omumpo muntime nka ebia nka school fees wo muntime nkono. Omutimi rem because of free senior high school. Munyina to aba de tia MPP. I hono yes mahama nyambe 51%. Achi se wodwon ho kwambia so enyeye. Now, when nyina kwaye nanado dan kokufa do yase kokoti a oyeye. Ene sebisebi wa homa so ne kasa honte ne kan kabi. Ena mena more power. Sa no ma no boyeye no ntina. Ne pado do na to ditia MPP abai na free SHS kwadampo etwiti a free Dr. Alhaji Bawumia. Ahwehwem ne doso. Na ne ya brefo kyerese. Video bi so nam. Sam George ne Miracles abwaje. Almost sere kwa. Oh, Sam George so be 16 years opposition or so. Well, don't worry, mesh up. Really? Almost sere. Ne bi no nam to tom hutu bom ho sekan. Ekom. Na manyofo ne tibe bi no mo sere no. Ni nua Mrs. John. Free man, I'm never crazy. No MPP. The best friend is a Dunketia, so my catch up.
Opposition when there was 16 years. Bawumia only a measure. Yes, I will be one no country mama said you me accept party.
What is so about her no? What they are nam in China with 2 blows. Ya can't do now the when anybody up there. What's all there measure? Na by this time mumpa de so ye nsentro te se me na parties ahodo a omo ye omo frɛ wo te se me a unu ne se 4 years wa hwɛ kombedo ne se wo ye nsentro ni se me ana wo ye party faithful bi a wo kɔ ye twobo ye me kan nsentro ni a ye de se ya de dentamu by this time parties akɔso no emu bi ani ho a ya frɛ wo te se me ya na minu na duka daya kombeku ye papa na ohwese dia his excellency na dan kwa Akufo-Addo se da no dia president elect copy mu ewo jubilee me ka kire o edu baby to say president the way na o ha no abo mahama kakra oh me nua no me ne no etra parliament say edu baby hu sa ho hye na ya abam na me se hwe wa anya ne sa obetire baby abeda so be ka say former president ka say ono ni na katu akura o mo fama no baby obeda ni ade na na ye baby o ho nti wa anya no wa ma wo anya onua wa anya abeda abonten it's my brother, you know, this is my brother. Ejuma na edika na wo mo no sa batu a wuti atire na wa so be yesi na ebusu na pe me ka kire o se Musa Dankwa e de exit polls ho research about Monte so 3 regions and no yenko kwame ho no update here kakra kwame yenko
okay yeah Musa Dankwa polls no no this was exit polls from 2024 elections no
yeah to abawie
yes you can exit poll obi to abawie you ne be interview after or exit polling center no into no what he will say no and no any other research no
right
into it was accumulation of data from exit polls. Almost selected 3 swing regions. The 3 swing regions, no, in this case were Greater Accra region, Central region, and Western region. or classify Western region as a swing region for
Greater Accra,
reasons, yes,
Central and
Western.
Right.
Now Western region can because of the past polls and our ono to see say Western region swing for this year. So so based on the research and the data we have here, no, Musa Dankwa interviewed 51% males and 49% females, and out of that, no, between the ages of 25 and 34.
Okay.
Dominate the research population. No? In terms of education level, most of them were senior high school graduates. Most of them were or interview and were senior high school graduates. That is also to represent to say, most of them were at about this year, no, were senior high school graduates.
Yes. Now there's one free SHS, no, a benefit here. Exactly. First time voters now come once again. Right.
In terms of employment, and so almost 2 about this year, no, most of them were employed. Not just 44% of them were employed, 34% unemployed. Almost a pension only 3%, and that's an option call for no.
And so more and anti-mountain so musica domestic debt testing 3%, and a school for saying
is school for 20%. Yes. In terms of religion, 68% of voters were Christians.
Hey.
Yes, I think it plays a very huge role.
41.
It plays a very huge role. 68% of the voters were Christians. 20% are Muslims. 5% are traditionalists, and 4%.
To 20 no cry now, my dear, so I'm better man cry and say 41.
If we say religion plays a huge role in Ghana's politics, this year was no exception.
No,
in terms of Christian denominations, no, Catholics and also Pentecostals and next, Methodists 4 and next, and some Presbyterians.
But where? Maybe a quadrium pie.
I don't tell you, Anna. Or no, others, no.
Or others, no, 11%.
But there's one interesting part. It means okay, SDFO more.
Hey, 2% to 2%. Jehovah, what do you and Twaba?
Okay, yeah, you are.
Twaba. A for no.
But 2% SDA4.
Or Mukotwaba.
Yes, on a Saturday. It means okay, earlier last year this year.
Yeah, there was an issue that my president appealed to them. Yeah.
But I think it's a percentage because 2% as compared to the others. No, minim the entire population of
also there. It's just that I saw him who said a nyoshe opa to opamento. But I remember that omunya ejuma.
Islamic sects. Islam for so to about 23% of Islam for no out of 23%. 46% of that 23
Sunnah for
Ahmadiyya for 20. Other Muslim for 13%. And Tijaniya 11, Shia force 10%. Yes.
Ghana, oh wow. Ethnicity.
In terms of ethnicity, account for as usual 45%. That's around the percentage of Ghana population we account for.
Enti account for ni o madwene kra so mbeto ama MPP kra no anka beboa wo. Enti na say we na account for no dodo no akra nto ama wo mu. Because it's perceived say no cry back perceived say Voltarians, Northness, some part of Gans, and the Tuaba, Emma, NDC. And I come for no one casa. I come for no Zaman, Fantifonia, dear now, so say, or more, or Dobby, Emma, MPP.
Bono 4 are classified as a can.
Yes.
Bono, in terms of the Bono enclave, I have already NPP dominated.
And I make it say perceived. It's perceived, say, I can't fool now. As almost tilted towards MPP kakra. Until some woman in our cry or my dress on better na Muslim for 20 something can wanka. Dress I can for do no crap point so down to and far more.
You beat me generalizing this. In terms of party affiliations, MPP fought to about more. 41% of the people who exited, who they interviewed now, were MPP for. Yes. 41% and an MPP for.
NDC for according to our post.
There's an interesting part yeah, both South Africans we are going to say. 41% MPP for, 40% NDC for. 15% are floating, and 4% are others.
Guess what? If the parties themselves had a number, as in party supporters themselves, as they be our so ye to aba, ubia kura 2 million. Ya can ya corporate hono say kasa. With this particular figure, see, it could have told a different story.
Guess what?
If all the party people with this figure.
MPP nya percent is saying in the election.
41 pepe. Same 41.
And down.
Same 41.
This is not to generalize, but based on this, we can say to a very reasonable extent, MPP for a to about to my MPP.
And to bet me, I said, Dr. Muhammad Bawumia session said MPP for and to aba. Entina or more Ariano. Ariano, or more loss because they didn't vote. No, this is not so. Right?
Yeah, because
it's not so.
In terms of party affiliation, no, 41 MPP for party members, and this for party members. The deciding factor in an
so more canon or
floating for an deciding factor.
Right.
Yes. In terms of key issues, unfortunately, as usual, 23% on the share economy.
We told them so.
20% almost share jobs. 18% share education. 9% roads. 8% taxes. 6% healthcare. 6% corruption. Fuel prices 2%. Water 2%. Party member 2%. There's a almost share on party or more editor abano.
Card to
2%.
Also.
Others 1%. Security 1%. Sanitation. 0.
Ethnicity
Religion ethnicity is animal
ethnicity no me doubt kakra ewo voter region and then Boko AK 0 constituency AK Dr. Muhammad Bawumia 0 constituency how dem three.
But anyway these two elements ethnicity and religion anyone me know nkofo enter and admitted to yeah, people hardly admit
so
to the fact that
we had 0% there, right? Sure.
In terms of most important issues, no, economic as usual, in a lead the way or honum. Galamsey in your 6%. Yeah, people looked at the Galamsey situation. 6% of people looked at the Galamsey situation. 9% said they will look at the candidate's credibility. So candidate is credible, and
it means that Galamsey did not play that much role as we thought it will.
Debbie.
Okay, Twaso.
This is also interesting. Obisa almost said, when did they decide on who they will vote for? In terms of that then 67% so almost decided 1 year ago or more.
Into commission now,
I feel campaign I
told you.
The 67% say they voted based on things they had a year ago or more. They also asked a lot of the voters, say, did they witness any form of inducement from any of the parties? Only 24% said yes. 76% said, "Omo witness." Aye.
Inducement, no.
Inducement, say, yeah, ma be no what to aba vote buying. Aha. And I say, be a day to election gift to be from politicians. Yes. 24% say, aye. But 76% say, they didn't witness. If you saw almost said, did they personally receive any inducement? 38% say, aye.
What's that? Did you personally receive any inducement?
Any inducement? Say, omunsa so be more na.
Maybe they are witness be but mensa so be.
Okay. Who be on?
Oh, me TV. Na say that number me be kind. That me koto aba me kan say Eraba bi baby me bo me ti no. O mo frɛ Eraba ba ko wokoro wo. Ka kire ne say bra beto na otu wi na de. Me na me wo ho. Na Eraba no so no akoto awie. E na o ka kire o mo say o te koro wo constituency ho aba o ka kire o mo say ofi afienya. Wo sere. Ofi afienya na e beto aba.
Wan kan say lawyer friend mu nya.
Oh, well, you're very strategic.
You be someone say inducement here can is scared the more we one a man can say 56% MPP.
Hey, above pass mark.
Above average. 23% NDC.
No wonder say omo kwase so omo near market.
15% say omo mi onu nyina ma omo. And 6% say others. There's a 1 billion akumu so check kakra. Among Omo and Chaban, you be say, how did they vote in 2020? 49.2% say Omotoma Nanado. 49.1% say Omotoma Mahama. So it was quite close.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Indeed, it was close. 2020 elections was close. In fact, before Nanado was pronounced the winner, it was not that easy in Nanado's house. They were just going up and down. Yeah.
Now, when they were asked, say, Omotoma Mahama, that is Afiwe. No? 58% of Omo interview, no, I say Omoto de ma John Yamani Mahama. And at 34% I say Omotoma Bawumia.
Dr. Muhammad Bawumia. Yes. 34, no.
34%.
34, but 58. That is very close to the figure John Dramani Mahama had.
So, yeah, voter preference. In terms of preferences, no. Omo can say ombeshe economy e dey ato aba no. Sankofo no. Junior high school students no. 62% say ayin ombeshe.
No ye hwe no ofie no no okwabele no. Na dia ne so no. Ne ma me ma ne na ma no wa chem be 5. Oh.
Yeah. 62% of Omo say ombeshe economy. Junior high school for no. I say they prefer John Mahama.
Wow.
32% say they prefer Bawumia and 6% say others. Senior high school for no. Senior high school.
Free SHS for
yes, senior high school for
those who benefited from Nanado's campaign from 2016 to 2020. Now dodo now my campaign say if for nothing at all, those students would vote for Dr. Muhammad Bawumia because they benefited from the party. What happened? What happened?
no. In terms of almost say ombeshe economy e dey ato aba no 64% say ombeto John Mahama. Omotoma John Mahama.
Sir?
64%. Only 29% voted for Mahmoud Bawumia.
Na say bien na do school na get
63%.
And na university for no so.
University for so 63% say Omotoma John Mahama.
And there, utumu se campus bia
the NEC one in every campus. Omo munko school da kra no so no 63% to omo economy.
Hey,
into 63% to Mahama.
Na say gedifo na wo mu truck boys na da.
Sankofo no. You got jobs. Omo be jobs are. Junior high school students 61% went for Mahama in terms of jobs.
Na say fie papa fo no complaining say omo nya adwuma nyo.
61 also for senior high school students.
No, almost boyfriends in Tia. My God,
tertiary for 60 and a comma Mahama. And Omomunko school down 63 and a comma Mahama.
Wow.
Inti erani too in terms
education,
of education ebia almost say ombeshe education e dey ato abano. Junior high school students 48% to John Mahama.
That is close.
Yeah,
that one is close.
Senior high school for no 51.
Say John Mahama.
Yes.
They didn't factor the free SHS.
There be. So 43 radio man doing so muko school free.
Uniform free. Uko school free. 1 hot meal a day. Hey.
Uniform free. About 150. Yes. Free.
And I feel no more time because me back me now tell me back for free SHS man pam uniform.
Which year was that?
Me buy we all investing.
No,
second year.
First
on your first batch. On your first batch. I think Kofi was in the second or third.
Second.
One year I didn't buy uniform. I took him to school myself. Man uniform. In fact, me to singlet, provisions and pabo or share sandals. And na mame yeah ne papa to na msoma to bia ka ho guy yo
okay
ma oti obi nka we cha me ne Kwadwo Dankwaye Eastern Regional Communications Officer Emma NDC and afi Obed open udi ne eba say opintan to ne NDC communication team member wono so abeka me sai se edu e wa ha enche wono so betena say ofi western side also a communicator and ye no also be join ye na yet to me edin komo to aso
yenhwe near apia wo me say. So you better gender and actual age groups in terms of gender, male and mema motoma John Mahama is 60%. 32% of the members so to Bawumia and 8% to the other candidates.
Yeah.
In terms of females, 56% of females voted for John Mahama, 37% of females voted for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and 7% voted for the other candidates. In terms of age group, I think say also a very key indicator.
Aye.
Yeah. Almost 18 to 24. 50% of them voted for John Mahama. 39 for Bawumia and 11 for the others. Almost between 25 and 34, that is the major part of their population. 60% and a common John Mahama. 32 for Bawumia and 8%.
25. There's a microphone. Microphone. Just say wanna be no. Baby mo yes I from saying. Gen Zs. Maybe millennials say why you Gen Zs no. Yemre nyanka mo sa. Edimochi. 35 to 44 for 61 Etuma John Mahama, 34 for Bawumia and 6 for the other candidates. Others.
Yeah. 45 to 54 no. 61 for Mahama, 35 for Bawumia and 4% for the others. 55 to 64, 59 for Bawumia, for Mahama, 34 for Bawumia and 7% for the others. 65 and above.
Pension issues.
Omo pension care no. 56% at John Mahama, 36 for Bawumia and 8% for the others.
Reflecting exactly what happened in the elections. And Tiwohe said the Anemekona. So concluding with this, does it tell a story that NPP really didn't vote? Does it look like that? Because almost all the sectors, it looks like John won in all.
Yeah.
Exception of education, look like he won.
Education guy was tight, but he won.
Yes, he won. It was tight, but he won.
Yes. So we can't necessarily conclude that NPP4 didn't vote because, in fact, in terms of party members, 41% of the people who voted were NPP members and 40 were NDC members. So we can't necessarily say NPP4 didn't vote, even though we don't know the entirety of NPP population. But
they had a higher margin than even NPP4 the NDC.
The deciding factor were the floating voters.
Cameraman, Oma promise wana. Sikato na fa why na skani ho. Collect one. And I don't know. Right. And Tinacha say this is how Musa Dankwa. Me no can say he's one of those. I can say at the moment, if you are talking about posters or more polls on elections. Ebibe ba ya me bubo bibi kire was masapon mo ne wo mo ekeke ka ho ye obi a de eje gwan benefsin kra ne de to suom se sraw nipa ne anim so ye poster eje ne tumo benefsin ne ono so kra de na amfa sisi a open the credible poster obi a ye credible a ye betimi di na ni ato no so se osimesi a na obenten wo ye poster credible. By this time, the 2028 elections, I am sure he will be sought out. There are a few places, especially when it comes to parliamentary now. Answer the answer. Ebine another preho he says, see, I say, Omano, clear win. Now, of said there will not be any contest. One of those seats, no, so say, very, very safe. And Shada Anya Jumasa and a few other places are parliamentary, he explained. Hope now, but official presidential and a lot of the parliamentary seats or can say MPP Belusu or predicted Esla also Belusu. Some places, I mean, a lot of the places he said they will lose. Ninano, Ebe Musa, said they are many candidate. Me guess, Eha, Yakan we na ye call moho. Yebe pong a ye no sia na kwajo smart aba. I be take you over. Me start here free a year a Why is because earlier on you didn't come about the use of a galamsey site. There be microphone. Piano can call it, mommy. Correct one. Me da se pa. The reason why I say earlier on bibi about galamsey. The fact that a year MPP kan 2020 Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo kan 2020 during this campaign in Krausan kan ho asem and saying say ohwe said ya womo abato na hyeda amwa omo galamsey areas womo lose a lot of seats ye ho analysis wa ha whether it did affect them 2020 and also in 2024 whether the galamsey site no omo tua omo ka esan say now o enforce eniema hodo bebrebe no mo ne mic mame na mo fa ne nyina ne post ho why mo fa ne nyina ono ne post ho no ma metri mo ne mic mame mame nyesi edu na afa me briefly na me nko adesin so yera mo sadan kwa na abanjo ba betre ne post mu yi atre na yate ase esedu majo
yeah me
bako de from the western region is one of the galamsey sites like as in galamsey areas pa this year Nanka NDC ekra 8 seats, MPP ekra 9 seats from Western North. How did you see the elections? Now before you ever talk about now who you must say?
Nana me fa kwanya hiso na machia obibia ohwe wajebra ohwe. Se abatu ya yekona. Na Western North NDC ekra 6 seats. And an MPP ekra 3. Na train no de na ba bia na anwaso be kwa le say a tradition ma MPP since 2004 na mo G seat no
yeah
ano ma wani ato aso ma interval na say margin na be 17,000
mo atwe
ne mo atwe asa 2020 ya itwa mu ya na MPP LED NDC 17,000 margin okose hwe also so a o ma je de ato aso 2 times ena komtomra enso omaje 3 seats in there na kamia kwa yese aso omo abo ho ban na momo ko pre 6 na aka bi na abeka ho na Yewura Bigedu regional chairman ya minshira no ye one na executives omo ntoto ye omo ye ama yatimi age sa trend ya gini nyina very unfortunate constituency na swapa shaman that there so home na assign free say na focus no war or the say western oba ba bia ni anwa so be kwaya na focus no wo more because of say na margin na so na factors no ya ho no de ekua na di mutintiman o say kan no na ne western region na epom
right
inti galamsey ni metima ka say dominantly no wasa area omo ne omo share boundary sehwe wo ho de but ho ne de sheda bi uba me constituency ba bia ni anwa so be kwai kora galamsey no sheda nya de a wo ho kese na mom ku adwuma ena ho me hu se mo gina so e de to abati a MPP koko ku adwuma isanse dodo na no mo koko adru mpanifie so a e wo sa aban ni twago no ara ho sem se mo twa koko ni gu a yeah, the contract na ma obi a won kran ha few me back ko no hu hia me pa I come back to you mame call Yewura Musa Dankwa ho na o explaining the post no fa mame na fe yen hwe said ya Kwame kan ye no sa na ti ana what does the poll say
says okay we a different exit poll eno no da na o moto aba no ano o tu ya okufie no wo hia no no na adin komo say enne de be na e ma otu aba
right
tam ben na o decide say hwan abeto ama otuma hwan emplis otuma hwan.
In fact my stop something just came to my mind before you continue. After the elections have you gotten calls?
Oh yes.
From where?
From media.
Apart from media, the politicians themselves.
No.
Those who doubted you.
No, none of them have called. No, nobody.
No,
they won't call.
Why do you think they won't?
Oh, they won't call. That's politicians for you. Yes.
Continue.
Right. Inti we post a general that very day no.
Right.
And then it be some say Otuma in the last elections no ma catch it. And it be some say okay, when did you decide who to vote for? Oh, last year, maybe a year ago, 6 months ago, in the last 3 months, in the last 2 months, or maybe last week.
Yeah.
e pese ye hu dodo no atam ben mo decide here and na e bisa mo say in this campaign hu say amount for it car na this inducement
yes
an yate wo hu bi mo hu bi wo say kan bi ana an da bi oma say kan no one to my so we are able to analyze oma bribe no
right
oma bribe and now see the abano is call into hwe okay we the swing regions you know
yes
Accra Central and Western
yes
and they analyze it the sample you deploy on and they say what is going on there you only 7,592 that day
yes
and exit post no you see same sample frame you see register deploy samples no all the battleground electoral areas each constituency in these regions so Accra let's say Ablekuma North Ablekuma South the pick electoral areas are very swing and a sample no you see random sampling if you are randomly in your bonkomo and samples no we understand how to do this work very well one time you check half of the sample no between 7 o'clock and 11 o'clock because say okoto aba omo ban tem no omo ye omo am pese mutu aban
omo e ban tem no
yes
ohunya na shintu wo napo na niti ya no ko police station ko 20
that's right inti wo ye ni nyina anopa ni nyina omo ba wi ano omo either party no unsanka ho so the sample will be skewed into your chair
but how did you know that
experience
okay
experience and then the remaining 30% between 11 and 2 o'clock and the remaining 20 between 2 and 5 will be about 4 between 2 and 4 he has no motivation
yakopa nche okra ofie no wasore aba
exactly and between 11 and 2 ebia mo ba me ko yewi asana ma obi opa aban to ne de dabi obedi line mo very early so we help here my avoid the situation where we will sample only people who want to get the government out you spread this
Matiase
and then your confidence is 99% margin of error 1.48% and a live telephone interview using computer assisted
right
you know
mo de no so kan ho
in 7th December
Danwa.
Okay, let's look at the demography. On my number 51 mema 49.
Well, but why did you decide say Sadana ye to abano and now obey sa?
Because that is how as the poll is done. Abulchiri sahano muyeno. Danwa no muyeno. In fact, what we were doing is we knew who was going to win even by 2 o'clock. Yes, we knew. But we don't share with anybody.
NATO.
Yeah, because you know how the thing.
Now post no dada no NATO.
Oh, okay. You see, so we don't share the content with any person. Because what the will be, they can leak it out. Now, on Saturday, no, it will affect those who are still voting.
Yeah.
So we don't discuss the content of the poll until the polls have closed.
Okay.
Age group in here. 18-24, 23%. 25-34, 30%. 35-44, 26%. 45-54, 13%. 55-64, 6%. Above 65, 2%.
More idea almost
Education, junior high for 17%. Senior high 40%.
Yeah.
Tertiary 22. No qualification 21. Employment, students here 20%. Employed there 44%. Unemployed 34%.
Yes.
And 30% pensioners from the sample. Christians 68%, Muslims 20%, traditional religion 5%, others 4%, and no religion 3%. Over Christian denomination here, Catholic 21%, Pentecost 18%, Methodist 16%, Presbyterian 16%,
others 11%,
Charismatic 10%, Anglican 6%, SDA 2%, Jehovah's Witness small, just below 1%.
Right.
Over Islam 46 Sunnah 20 Ahmadiyya, 13 others, 11 Tijaniya, a Shia for 10% in the sample. Ethnicity accounts for 45%, ours 13, others 12%, Ghana Dangbe 10%, Maulid Agbani 9%, Guans 5%, Grusi for 2%, Gruma 2%, Mande for 1%, and a group near just under 1%.
Was this done all over the country?
Yes.
Okay,
all
right.
the 276 constituencies, but we focus on
only on
the swing
regions.
We decided roughly.
Yeah.
So we're just focusing on that place. The party affiliation, 41%.
MPP 4.
NDC 40%. Floating 15%. Others 4%. And key issues.
Yes.
Three things. Top on the list economy 23%. Jobs 20%. Education 18%. So between jobs and economy 43%.
Into now my hospital say my
education 18%. Rules 9%. Taxes 8%. Healthcare 6%. Corruption 6%. That can get it.
Into flyover ne agenda one in
and then most important issue, even though what my name ye baku pet film, and no, and a mountain so twab
yeah.
Economic condition 37%.
That was massive. Obia Junet if you are sitting them netwaba. Come no.
Party performance, party no performance 18%. Don't compare NDC, compare MPP. Kasano 18%.
Yes.
Manifesto NDC for the MPP.
Well, more kakotna sequoia manifesto when listening to their band,
12%. Education 9%.
And SHS campaign na M19.
So when you push them to choose one, education doesn't come anywhere close.
A man who cry.
And then if someone say, when did you decide on your choice? A year or more ago, 67% say almost decided a long time ago.
And the truth is that MPP4 knew 6 months before the election, they knew they were losing, but they thought said the campaign now, vigorous campaign now, almost 30 years around that time, no,
will make a difference.
Will make that difference.
Well,
but it didn't work.
Almost see in the last 6 months, 17%.
Yes.
In the last 3 months, 8%. Last month, 5%. Last 7 days, 3%. So you can say in the last 3 months, no, only 16% of people pay. So all the money they spent in the last 3 months,
the campaign
just to convince 16 people.
Sisifiana and every. Hey.
Long time ago, our polls were saying, 84% said they've already decided.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes.
I remember.
So the last 3 months did nothing.
Final campaign commissioning in
and this people that decided at last minute, they went against MPP. Last minute.
Even the last 3 months,
yes.
They voted against party in power.
We will see.
Tell me.
Voter inducement. If someone said, did you witness any form of voter inducement from any of the parties? Yes, 24%. Which is quite high.
Yeah.
It means 24% of the 7,000.
So,
that is quite
air condition.
And if someone said, did you personally receive any inducement? Yes, 38%.
What do you know?
No, 62%. And then go further. Which of the following parties offered the inducement? Confusion. We want to know who gave the money.
When the trial, the case here.
MPP 56%.
That is very huge. They sought to buy the vote.
NDC for 23%.
The people took the money, they didn't vote.
Both. And NDC for
8 MPP 4 15
Others
6%.
How they voted in 2020? If someone say, who did you vote for in the last election? Accra, Western
and Central.
Nanado, 49.2%. John Mahama 49.1.
And those are swing.
Swing. So it means that in the swing last time, no, this is what they said they voted.
Yes, very close.
Very close. Others 1.7. Who did you vote for today? The same place number 49. Okay, JDM 58%.
Wow.
Bawumia 34%.
Wide.
Others 8%.
The margin was wide. Even others, no.
Yes. Key issues and how they voted. Then and how what were the top 3 issues? Oma economy no. Omukura junior high qualification. Or say economy. Okura junior high qualification.
Well, school papa biasa.
Ko junior high. Mahama 62. Bawumia 32. Senior high for Mahama 64. Bawumia 29. Tertiary Mahama 63. Bawumia 30. No education Mahama 63.
There's a quoting no.
Across board.
All of them.
On economy, based on education, Mahama swept the board. Oma say jobs.
And omjina se de toye no.
Omunye. Oma muka job omukura junior high at the highest level of qualification. Mahama 61. Bawumia 33. Senior high 61 32. Tertiary 60 34. No education 63 33. Complete whitewash. Then education, then you see the difference. Omam say education, omukura junior high, Mahama 48, Bawumia 47. You could see say Ohona MPP advantage on education.
Yes.
So here it is tie among those with junior high. But over those with senior high no, Mahama 51, Bawumia 43. We say Hagabono and soon change other ones.
Yes.
So he is closing the gap here, but not enough to make him win.
Yeah.
Tertiary for Omukase education at home, no. Mahama 51, but for tertiary and senior high are thinking alike.
Yeah.
And then those without education, no, Mahama
52,
Bawumia 41.
So it tells you that the campaign slogan, the major one,
the problem is
right. Tell me.
Education is a double-edged sword. There are those who like the free, and there are those who like quality. Those who want quality, no, they are opposing the government.
Almost free number, but quality.
Exactly. So those are voting against the government. Almost free, no. They are voting for the government, and mostly they are those at the lower end of the society in terms of income levels. Because almost free, no, makes a lot of difference. But other ones, no, they can afford to pay. But if you say you are giving them for free, then you must have the quality, and they care about quality than the free. So that's why the gap here, no, is small. Yeah. But there are more people who care about quality than those who want free. And then. Oma about 2020 in the swing regions, no. How did they vote in the last election?
Yes.
Oma Nanado in the 3 swing regions, no. 7% etuma other people. 63 etuma Bawumia. 29 etuma Bahama. They have switched from Nanado to Mahama.
Those who voted for Nanado
in 2020,
29%
of them
switched.
So these were the MPP
and they
people,
could be MPP supporters
and floating voters and some NDC, because those who, when you go to vote for presidential, and then party for presidential,
Debbie.
There are MPP, there are NDC, there are floating voters and other parties.
29. That's huge.
That's huge.
That's quite huge.
Ubacho Mahama, 3% etuma other people, 6% etuma Bawumia, but 92% etuma Nubium.
Wow, they were sure.
Yes, so he lost only 8%. Bawumia lost 29%.
29 from Nanado.
In fact, that would be 37%. Altogether.
Plus, yes,
because 7 plus
7. Yes,
roughly
36.
And then those who in 2020 voted for other candidates, no, 47 etuma others again. Only 8% in etuma Bawumia.
44 etuma John Mahama. Out of the others, no
yes, yes. And there are those who didn't tell us who they voted for the last election.
Yes.
Normally, those who don't tell you, only people who voted for Nanado. They feel shy to tell you say Otuma Nanado, so he won't tell you. And no, 10% etuma other candidates. 22 etuma Bawumia.
And 68. The other 68
etuma John Mahama.
Wow.
You hear how they voted in 2020 by party affiliation. This brings the whole thing down to very granular.
Yes.
Omotuma Nanado in 2020, Omotuma Mahama this year. 4% a MP before.
Omotuma
Nanado in 2020. He moved 4% every ho Abajo Mahama chain. Omo NDC for Omotuma Nanado in 2020. 76% of them have come back to NDC. 76.
Omotuma Nanado.
Yes. In 2020 no.
Omo free ho Omo back to John Mahama. 20 the Omo ka Bawumia chain. And 4% call other candidates. Omo no me floating voters. Omotuma Nanado in 2020. 48% abandoned MPP Bawumia. And went to John Mahama.
But 37 stayed there for Bawumia. And 15 etuma other candidates.
And that's a lot.
It's a lot. We Omotuma John Mahama in 2020. Now 36% MPP before. They are still there voting for him.
Omanko baby.
Emu 60 there, back to Bawumia. 4 somewhere else. Now, NDC for Omotuma Mahama, 95.
Still stayed?
Yes, stayed. Okay? Floating for Mahama, 83% of them stayed. And 13% about Bawumia. 4% somewhere else. Almost some other parties, no. 38 etuma John Mahama.
Right.
12 echo Bawumia, 50 echo the other parties, no.
So all front.
All front.
It didn't work out.
No. Yeah. By party affiliation. Oma mutu abano party be na odom. Okay. Oma am say omo ye MP before. 13% etuma Mahama.
MPP for na.
Yes. It the 3 Bawumia, 4 others. Oma am ye NDC no 88 etuma Mahama. 8 ekotuma Bawumia. 3 ekotuma others. Into here 8 minus 13. Mahama has plus 5 advantage among people who are shifting, moving positions. Uber floating voters are here.
So more phone be cry to tia.
Absolutely. Uber floating voters are 12% etuma other candidates. 23 Bawumia, 65 Mahama floating voters.
And floating voters the first time as bet me aka home boy.
There will be a mix of everybody.
Right.
Will be a coalition. Who is part of the coalition? 7% of people who went for Mahama are MPP people. Overall, number 7%. MPP before. 71 NDC for. 21% floating voters. Other parties 1%. Over MPP are 75% MP before. 11 NDC for. 12% floating voters. And 1% others. This means that, look, your party must contribute less to your coalition. It means Bawumia was relying mostly on MPP people to win.
He was relying on MPP for
yes, because this is quite high.
While Mahama wasn't relying on MPP for
there were so many broad coalition. MPP, NDC, and floating voters that came together to give him the win that we saw.
Wow.
Over by gender, Emema, Mahama, 60. Bawumia 32. Female, Mahama 56. Bawumia 37. By age groups, Mahama dominated all the age groups.
He won all the age groups.
Where your first time voters in Mahama 50, Bawumia 39. 25-34, Mahama 60%, Bawumia 32. 35-44, 61-34. 45-54, 61-35. 55-64, 59-34. Even above 65, 56-36. So across all age groups.
The all great age groups,
Mahama winning.
were in favor of the former president.
And by education, so all my school, it was junior high for.
They were in his favor.
36 Bawumia. Senior high.
They were still in his favor.
Tertiary, 57-35. No education, 59-34.
And they are all within the range of the percentage,
across board.
Yes.
Then by employment, Mahama 59. 35 Bawumia. Unemployment here 63%.
Wow.
Students 48-41, a bit closer. Pensioners 51-40 across all demography. Religion, Islam, Christians
58%
for Christians, 36 for Bawumia. Among Muslims
also voted against a Muslim.
60%, 33%. Traditional religion 5-2.
They also
30.
Other
Other religions 53-31. Non-religious groups 67-22.
Hey.
Now let's look at the Christian bloc. Catholic, Mahama 57, Bawumia 38. Methodist 56-37. Presbyterian 62-34. This shows MPP didn't do well in Eastern region. So Eastern region,
press before no doors.
Once you see Mahama ahead in
although they won, but they didn't do well.
They didn't do well. Once
it was
this
very
is
close.
high for Mahama, it means that Presby Eastern region was in trouble.
Yes.
Anglican 56-36. Pentecost 55-38. Charismatic churches 59-32. Others 60-34. SDA 57-34. Even the Jehovah's Witness Mutuaba 50-33.
Wow.
Uba Islamic sects are Sunnah for 65, Mahama 28, Bawumia. Shia 5-2, 39.
Dr. Muhammad Bawumia or dear him?
No, he seems to be here, but our support will have quite hugely. Even that one, they just supported him.
23%.
He used to have a lot of support there, but now from this poll, they went against him heavily. Ahmadiyya 57-35, others 54-40. So completely.
65%.
Yes.
They didn't even vote for him.
Ethnic groups, Akans 40, Bawumia, Mahama 51. The Guans 5-3, Mahama 37. Ghana Dangbe 68-26. Evers 72-22. Molly Dagbani, his group 58-35.
He lost there.
Gruma 50-45. Grusi 64-30. Mande NIA 44 tie. Mande 4 includes the Fulanis. 44% apiece. And then Guru 4, he had advantage 50% for Bawumia and 45 for Mahama. And then the others, Mahama 57-35. Then you look at when did you make up your mind on who to vote for and how they voted? A year ago.
No?
Mahama 60%.
Wow. Now they said not decided.
Bawumia 34%. The last 6 months, Mahama 55. Bawumia 33. In the last 3 months, still 51, 36. In the last month, a year close, Kakra 48-38. But in the last week, Ejemu 50-35. It means in the closing end of the campaign, Bawumia was losing vote.
Even at the closing end of the campaign.
Because he came from being close here to the margin being wider. Inducement. Did you witness any form of vote buying? Omam Kasi, yes, no. Mahama 62.
Right.
29 Bawumia. No for no 57-36.
Okay. Na me conclude wa na you better so radio.
Okay.
So they are now done before the elections. No. Now in conclusion, as a researcher, as a pollster, credible one at that, by this elections, how would you conclude? How do you see the polls?
The polls. I think voters used their pocket to decide the election. The economy was the biggest issue. But MPP left the economy argument and went to pitch camp at education.
There's an explanation about economy. Why the economy how our inflation cost through.
People didn't buy it.
No,
people didn't buy it. So they left the economy to Mahama and he completely dominated them.
And that was what happened with this elections.
Yes. It wasn't an election.
And the parliamentary one now, even presidential crowd, parliamentary, you know, there are some places out where they can, you know, but the numbers now, does it also has to do with the economy?
It's the same thing because
economy.
No, you see, most of our parliamentary elections are fought on national issues.
Yes.
Once it's not happy about what's happening across the country, you punish you. Yes, but there were good MPs who lost their seat, not because they weren't good, but because the party of MPP was being. By
our research, Dr. Muhammad Bawumia after the elections or considering later or Chile Usususan and Crow for Nantuaba, MPP for Nantuaba, and that NDC did not win is MPP who rather lost to NDC and not the country that were Ghana. Is that what your poll is telling us?
The poll doesn't say so. Look, let's take Asante for example. 66 to 33 point something. If MPP had come out to vote, by calculation, NDC would have been at 30%. And MPP will go to probably around 68, 69%. So it doesn't matter how they come out. The proportion will maintain. So that I don't think is born. Is backed by data. And also we have seen, say, among those who voted for Mahama includes a big number who last time voted for Ronaldo. So they have just switched camp. That is all.
No one just switched camp.
They switched camp. So I think that data, they should be very careful the way they interpret it, because they could be misleading themselves in the way that data is being interpreted.
And if they continue that way, could a bit may affect you almost 2028?
Because they wouldn't understand the real cause of the problem. You will misdiagnose the problem.
And it will cost them.
You will be giving wrong prescription. Their people were angry. And so were Ghanaians. Because look, I think they should also understand, sir, the demography of Ghanaians voter is changing. And that we are moving into an era where the younger voters are no longer allegiance to any tribe, any political party. So they should be very careful. If you stick in that situation, you'll be caught pants down.
Martin, na MPs na area no munya nai.
Tenede, o mo jejereje.
Me mo jejereje. Mama na wase. Na menko me panel no ho. We have just about 30 minutes, 32. E won be che we hu hia pa ntina say yetumi man na chechi. Ntina che say o chere say whatever they were saying. And yes, I am net here. Mame Emma, see don't conclude nothing more. We're talking about the Equiafor no teacher. What do you think the courses are? How? Mema be 3 minutes.
Nana Equiafor Western Lot. Let me say a can hear bublo pa Equiafor. The son said,
but now buy to before the elections. Now buy to omo.
I could go no training in Egu. Now go February. Koko njeda ni hosa o se e bada bia mo calculation mo amunim koko production sisi ya koko munya e na kade a na nka ban de ba unim se ye beto aba aka 4 days mi ato aba e na de fertilizer e ba dry season o afi na de fertilizer aba
nti wo de man na on fa nya nnai
wonya ne dai me koto ba bia o masi o mo container bia si a o mo kire se ye 1 district 1 factory bi e o ba bia ne anwa so be kwai kuro bi friend na ama na kuafo bufa so esan se oniska nkro de koto fertilizer ni bi nti okoje na se papo anye papo dry season se o mo beje na no kra no se wa nkofa MPP panyini bi so ama assurance o beto abana ma MPP a anya ade be ma obi eti ohwe hia kokko akuafo afam ene se galamse asempo na odikan ye sisi ansuo ma ansuo edda Western North upon say galamse ni nkoso kese
wo ho no
say nipa ba konkora na ye galamse na nsuo ne de wase ni nyina onyakọ nsuo ni ti no koye adwuma na ahono ana kokko akuafo nso kokko ne beso anaasɛ obetimi agu so a ensuo a obesa na wo de amexe wo chemicals a wo de beka kogu kokko ne so eti ama wo hwɛ the way a akuafo na si asu ache over 3 years ni a wo ni kamafo bia omoka emse ba se mo ye mo programs ya mo ye pa ba ya na kokko akuafo asem ne enta anka no dodo eti ahye mo ho ache eti me de kakra me mananti mu me ye politics me hu ye no na me nim se MPP belus woefully because pe se ma no mo ka de se nka Ghana for to aba no esan ma MPP a nka me nim how me see describe Ghanaians
mate mamenko eye kwadwo ho kwadwo from the eastern region where MPP one of almost stronghold, what happened then? You see,
yeah, I mean, that's initiative. Me fakunya iso, Emma a year NDC phone trinkwa. Kanka minya no mo, mini omashie. Na memo a year eastern regional executives in a year constituency executives in Abaso. Any adwuma so ye miaba am say be ye bosome ntam na se be na wotwe miensa na bosome ntam am yakoto aba no na me wo a sister station ye Asempa FM ye kosi se me ne Obi, and I told Obi say Obi, look ebe me wanwa pa say MPP in the eastern region umbetumi agana even 55% of the total voter in
the eastern region.
Yes.
Where Nanado
I am
comes from,
you. So you see, me Nanado the feel baby fako. Me a chimney. Nanado fi chebi. Me fi osino. Me metina chebi. I wanna me go school. I wanna me nini ye. Chebi na me nini ye. Because school those days chebi early. I call Christ said kakra. And I'm telling you on authority say, in the history of Eeii Achemfo, and maybe you see at the way. Me maame ye di twa me fruma nanso afia bato ane ye batu mi nyaba hwe ukoduru eye osuno ne mpatam achim area hodom na odo ka akọ enkan na nka ukọ na wo hye NDC atade akọ na wo fere untimi mfa NDC meduku sebe emo utimpo because amanfo be twetwe amanfo be serew amanfo be di wataba kasa na wo chi nipa na wo wakofa NDC eye meduku anaso wakofa NDC atade a wahye no nanso afi me de meka ye branded NDC ka me dis do si no chebi na manfo tubaka no unim no mepe eni sika o mo my t-shirt ye hia mo t-shirt ni bi keke ni aye
then the man sa
my mention
what was their problems?
So you see the major problem was issues of economic condition and no ana musa dan kwa kan wasem two issue say ni na ye dwen say na nado ye wofa oye nua bema oye nana because ye ni nefire puwe manta enunti anka wo ba no senka foforo bi hu be kire wo mo enye yen ya ye wa puwe manta
na se mo munya akwan be na do kuro mu wo si Rose Minister kra so bi ho wo ko Rose Minister kwa wa ma akwan na light
eno na ma de ni ehu no 2 months or 3 months to election me organize a press conference for Eastern region about the deplorable state of our roads she mama ga samoncho baby a unhu say akwan ne wo no ye na na adokuro uyi firi ho a former minister of air roads and air highway air owura amwakwata de kurom air kwaben ene ne patam na air akwan ne ye de ewo and sa akwan ni na air akwan and
everyone no cry mete say main road na that so but urere musa no na akwan ne nhyeda anye
so other areas baby to say esikam okọ baby to say look yeah Nancy be 1 week to elections me ne orofu so ampo fuko esikam ye kwa adukurum and ufi adukurum a kwa esikam to pano ye chebi ufi pano akozongo all these areas be chebi o and so na do akwan no ye no chebi nko ade no ye and you see niama we na ye ya no say in 2016 anora John Dramani Muhammad this akwan ni na ma ye contract Cocoa Road ye projects me pa talk I say na do buy no and also the tap no dey atoso dey ko ye hwehwemu o yisika botre $10 million o dey ko ye hwehwemu ya hunu hwehwemu no ba bi ye ko ye den ekokosi ye ana na do ka say wa even though me ye hwehwemu chebi de me den meye ne mo won ya waka no menye won de ni na aka ho na ma yen achemfo ni titiriu ye bufu ye adwen say afi ye beto aba de tua na do na ban enne ne political party e friend MPP a MPP ya ka say a political party yen di try fruma eni na aka ho na men NDC in the eastern region enya over 47%, never in the history of our political friend endeavor. Let see that 47% over
for some for free eastern region as a chairman for NDC you didn't get that much.
No we didn't and nti ni na ma uhunu ese enema course wa ban we mu no enema na ese fata you see ye kasa enema nkoyie ohaw ma ne hunu kodana yete ye ohaw mu no na MPP fo ne na Adanko Akufo Addo ne Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wo mo bebo ya no ho ba na o mapa ye nchew ahye ye mbo se mo de mo ma yakonya na ye next 4 years ye be ya papa ma no na mo sori ya mo gina ye simpie so a owo sisifia ni bi owo sisi ano se ye no mama kan na e mo si do adan ye ko kan no
mo mama me kura na me sanchira o mo na
ye ko kan no
sifia me yenka
what ase mo ka kire nyami na shira yen na shimo wa wia ye sika wa boy yen kro no wa di ye wu what na ye nigye so ye kan ya wo se nyankopon na ashira Ghana sika no wa wia no wa wudie no ye ka se jasika no wia se nyame na ashira Ghana sika no wa de ko share cathedral mu a and 58 billion ashe jorabe enkwala eko school here secondary school now can be say and mom uniform I'm telling you say ene ye mo bia uniform o buy ko secondary school na unkra be 5,000 Ghana cedis untimi ma buy ko secondary school say 58 billion
it was for me to some extent it was political to me me come adwene me fancy to me it was political because me back ofi ko opokuware me ko to kuani ba wan fa trunk wan fa chobos one fashion mesku no or don't well if you want to spend 5,000 it's your business.
No yes sir that's
yes.
No I'm coming
some don't really buy anything for their kids.
Hold on it is not true mameka some show maybe I know your early days but for now me brother baako ne ba e wo secondary school esiakwa Ubeje di say work on near my motor. I'm telling you, say school uniform. Prospectus in school uniform.
Prospectus in the cost 5,000.
Yes.
And I said, Chobos near the
prospectus in the prospectus in the Abaya.
Spending 110,000 plus.
How would you spend 10,000 on your child?
Look, to the extent say, even the say crown. The bar textbooks crown. Yeah, textbooks. Now see, I thought textbooks are my brother ne Banua or secondary school.
They were supposed to be giving books.
We are buying them.
Maybe I wouldn't be in China.
I school for 1 year. Teachers let's see into books, you know. And you
wasn't going.
You see, Nipa Bakwan, the dear, me share no master. Wouldn't mind be a friend of 2 years. Obi no one can say. Many agents no. Why na you know? I say I pick no jina Papa I'm so you when you power.
I am best only ni pass. I am ambassador.
Because me who send me no share you know. Oh wine am say man.
When you ba only or say me cry.
Oh well I'm not that old. My pen asem papa. When you obi only be an kan no. Sa na nyon na asa no o sa dey. Oh, yeah, sure.
Early 60s there.
Early 60s. I don't know, I started 30 years.
Oh, now I said they'll be why or no go school now. I saw I actually saw what you're talking about and then
I pick it why you producer I pick
up is in contention of the
I know it has been declared.
It hasn't been declared.
They
declared it but they declared without the person who declared without numbers figure be no
so in 2020
but it was declared
in 2020
they declared for
Mensa tell me figures or they declare Nana Adanko Akufo Addo.
What the means?
So what is what? Yeah,
but even the first one.
So I didn't say your figures are the only remedy.
But that's in the law. CI 127. You declare with numbers. Figures.
So the only remedy
what the CI is. It's not. There's no remedy.
Who is responsible?
Me and public man not for.
Who is responsible for the
declaration? Because you can CI tells you should do it with the numbers.
Your friend is a returning officer or you're responsible for the declaration of the MP elect. wa be declare ade na say asumasi nya number we nya number we enti eye show boy eye apawredu na win eye election NDC candidate of Fanti Akwanof then yen nya na MPP before afa kwati kwan so abatesa no eso makofa deputy returning officer na mra na chese deputy returning officer bi na declare na say you declare the MPP ni what assassin we what is recollation? What is recollation?
Because the
president amount person or recollation.
You cannot declare and say muhunehuna.
Yeah, hunehuna. It's one sia. The only way, the only remedy is to go to court. Why? Any man be before the debut almost go to court. Almost one no more dear ye can be mammy cabby, or do mamu no more tum. Not what do mammy can be mammy cabin. At the end of my edimu. It's in what 3 arms of government, your legislature, executive, and your judiciary. Near what church and judiciary. Go to court.
The process in electing MP. After Matua Benevino, what to be done? Okay, what is in the sea?
So what is to be done is what we did that. You declare a yeni panel. I want to ask you, I was all court. You don't go and take certain people out. One more year, one responsibility and your declaration of results. And for one police. Police station, police
coalition center, political party. Go to America, PM coalition center. Everybody they say over the years that has been the norm. In 2012, I was in the thick of affairs when it comes to Fantiakwa South, friends elections.
NDCs who were building their houses, the houses were pulled down, motorbikes were burnt. You see, lies were told. Hanabisu has killed people. They started macheting people. People were running. There were people in my house for 2 weeks. My house was protected by the police. They had to take me out, but they said I should leave. Maybe that one will bring what's the name? Some sort of peace. But people stayed for
Tessa no any free I ask back to your studio see na still no ano meant to be interested indeed if there's an injunction on it. Because a reporter bisa Hannah Dr. Hannah Louisa Bisu. The last name no man fan ka ho bury me o. Refi doctor facha me why. Yeah then na mo je dey wo no say hwe. Ye no foi. Ya mbejina o me declare o no declare we ya so say copy court. Ti e be stop o storm there to stop it before declaration. Ti no mo ho no. Who wants them? Because if there is indeed an injunction, then what they are doing is illegal. If there is an injunction, I'm thinking they had the case in court, but court to nyamfa injunction also. They are asking for an injunction. I'm thinking. I didn't say that's what it is. Me, I choose my way too. So I'm thinking. But the issue is, I say, yes, if you yes, if you Jago Basil Cotepa. Wala will be wala they winning tea. Not just say, oh, I love you, bring this, bring soda, and your more case. Now, what is MP? I sign a pink sheet there, you have no business in Tesano. Me, I'm blunt. That's how I am. So, sign a sheet, no? Because MP. Who can also do that? Say, I'm not minim the mentality. Minim. So sign it so dear. You have no business. And what Tessano? One sign are different. But so now, open it so now sign a cash on a coffee. Worry. Obed.
In fact, when you're in chair, and this is for. In fact, after this is for, where you my iron. Be aya there. Nitin na mesre say appointment na enye very regional and constituency balance. Said be ya obia betima so kakra ni opa adwuma benya kakra ni opa yentimi certify obia there. But say call formal at least man from be hin how kakra.
Sister penny there.
Oh, not the regional. Also there were many appointments. CEO man koyen kran kwa I mean CEOs whatever all those things ni nyina and ambassadorial positions ni nyina so that be at least obi beji bosumi aketua nti se ba fie ceremony ade a campaign draw be
bosumi aketua nkwa se na adwuma ba obi tumi che obi bi
so that's it those things nti no man nkɔ fam na me fa akonya so enchia obi biara obo ame ma bitimi call rounds na me show bia man palasco na me show madam fo pa me hu na che o Nigeria na ya anu aba o ma say obed o ye adwuma je kakra na fa call rounds ne ba tema o heme na me show mu nyina me pam no ye ba acknowledge obi a obo aye
na baby I go around say who na say do ka say as a small yes community
my constituency I feel meant me nya kwan bebre an come constituency na me come constituency asem no na me chia me deputy woman organizer na any birthday na me inshallah nice na
me baby chia na yi kwaso
western of home especially Swaman constituency something played there and I reported it to the commander in chief that is the district commander no woman no I reported it to her sikasem no Musa Danko Akane it's true it happened there I saw it personally
said the omo ko to aba den na omo chicha na say
no mo chiche sika
omo tu wia because
baby
omo che obi wo krowo
I saw it personally a place like a community by name Kalu so am I one the next time we saw Kalu na hono ye NDC most of time you to about we bia na NDC na wini ho and the MPP candidate and the Kaba no omo cheda ko sinkunya and I can mention names me means Rubia
so na woka
the sika na ehye Kosibru regional vice chairman na ehye ni also batakali na ehye ni musei I reported the case no chiche
woto anu abedi ana say je na koto
no ma bodu
e wo dan bi mu ana say hefa
da bi wo dan e wo baby e to aba no school dan bi wo ho na chi na no this answer money so when I got the information
you can't be sure about it
oh no it is true I am telling you on authority and they know they themselves they know because he bring him on say me hu no and I'm call report to case no my boys wanted to attack him but because of life nee sabi ye nyina ye nuanu mo kromo no ntino boys wanted to attack him and then deal with him but I told them to stop any violence here oh nti sa asam me na amamaje Musa Dankwa ye fene ne
hono na mo lusu ye na
yes western of in fact yera bigedu
na mo cash ni mo wana
oh you see
nti mo tumi tua
you see cash o mu ekitari rumor have it said if you could have very
tua kakraba na no
no ye
e bia wo tua fa o ya mo ka no kakra na abato ye nda ya ko baby za aban de be kese na o de aye fia se malum
oh no the guy the PC MPP PC who is the MP elect now he is someone obia 3 months or 4 months to election you be the finance deputy finance CEO in charge of NHIS into why imagine it was a targeted place it was a targeted place by the MPP and rumor even
and they left their own no seats no jai no ho no
oh the regional minister said even if he wins he loses all the constituency or western of no we need someone cooperate yeah to aba no oba rumor has it that very day they brought in $200,000
and they were
no I am say
when me ka say nyawo na aka asem no kra dey
I am from the constituency
yeah kokko to anya adwuma wo say me na me kana say
they are making
it say no ya allegation when you $200,000
yes okay. Oh, I saw Kosibru with money.
That's can $200,000.
Oh, you see, that very day,
every allegation, maybe Sikapo.
And then that consistency. Yeah, they are family.
I Sika there, sir, about to be anywhere, Sikani move. But when they're my cover be about to Sikamu, or be at Yabi, but
about to but let me tell you one thing. Have you ever in your life witness say day of elections no say sika place
many say
which
many say e ma nipa na wo chesika no o pam me say era shem kokko baby me fere for pa me pese me body
so you see
say du jawa
you see
trash ma me ko me
inti nana ya this election na kasa no Ghana for akere odobia ma NDC but sa do no yeah
enya do keke wo a responsibility no mo de ahyamonsa
yes and we promised Ghanaians to say led because this government led by John Dramani Mahama will not disappoint yeah me yeah yanom for the NB we will make sure me cause amenya nyina obi ase mo kan say ma anya hwe kura na yesremo obi e wodi sika bia no we should bring that person to book
or TV or plus 32 plasma TV. So mama, no, we don't want TV. We will take it, but we vote against them. And they were very honest, and they did the needful. Me dame man phone, you know, say my info, me pastors, me volunteers, Urbana ladies, boys for Urbana, prolific youths. These are selfless people who, at the snap of your fingers, they are there. Who knew upon your issue? Before you realize, they bring you a whole list of
problems
and then also another visitation on their own, not assigned by the constituency or any other person. The issues there oh, me call how papa bi sha so yare. But we say in bank school, we say, and through them I've been able to solve minor problems. At the normal circumstance, such parents will even find it difficult to even meet you. Yes. They find it difficult to meet you. These guys will go, boys for Urbana, they go around. Before you realize you're in parliament, now we have video call. Who step here aside, mama, ya how. And Crawford way so much Abama watch to be a person no kasa. Near some line. Now you'll be a ding, come on. Our phone so. Yes. And the Nippon way we know qua. The excitement
when you because you're remembering all these things. At
the background, I say, hey, it's the people closer to you. There are so many things that I think as members of parliament we need to do. It is not just about.
But some of them lost because say
yes, it should not be all about I hear you bit me because Taflache. How was the person surviving before you became an MP? You know, did that. And so you either impact in the person's life and also make it better. And so, you know, I wasn't.
But no so interest or money. So mami miss at the moment. Then that was come so time now party nation. And they will party about 4 years now Ghana for us and junior say bia or moko you be ban on met one so one to so befa baby for as a member of parliament or constituency mo ope ashawolaya Ghana Accra they are more base La Paz ho East Lagos one dem me check some me ahodo a betimi anya guess circle ho all dem say wo ye bi ta ho na we fu so ho all dem say guys ghetto boys wo musu go pa I mean then da wakoma so a o pese wo didi nkan eye o president aka first 120 days I'll give you the same first 120 days what are you looking out for?
I want to be able to continue to touch lives. Me pese as much as possible no. And marijuana omunena basa. Yeah, it will interest you to know, sir. And I will not miss words.
Don't miss words.
Because this is a very big platform. So institutions meet here. They should take some of these issues serious.
Yeah.
The BNI in my constituency, so I'm friend the NIB. Approach me and mommy who say even at Chimota school they do prostitution to survive.
At Chimota school?
Yes.
Secondary and primary?
Yes, secondary.
No, you didn't go to school, so won't go school. What they are worse in the no.
Akolano are confided in them say they don't want to do it.
Jeez.
But this is their only means of survival.
Wow. Akolano below 18 years.
Mammy catch them in me who dream.
My God.
It's a masreno. Say uncolate search data. And mommy. Say your fees in your money. And then Mankolawe have to go to this extra amount.
Fees cry they are buying to your name, Ediane. Pardon any man.
A year day. And no can one. Uba on the street send you can me consensus what they say your palm wunim me try say my you and be meet me you omofi a lot requires so na ma empower mo ma su ejuma boys ni bi ho am started that I be fitting e be air condition repairs and my you and be wo GH media me no kasai me din kola 92 ekoye 25 I graduate o mo maka wo e be photography e be camera handling. I mean, GH Media, CEO. He's a very, very good man. Yes. He's a very kind man.
Yes.
We are central ni kra no bi ba ho na wa ho kire mu kra otumi je no on scholarship on it. I mean, show.
Enti me say near me ken adanse die ni bi na eden aba no ama me opportunity amede me ma no bebre akɔhye mo ho awama me sas akwanya no so kolani bebre wo a omugusu esu ade a what time what be any pono ato ama me so as many as are willing omu person ye touch and ye touch omu life no yes I know I believe in say ye di
oba me kire nipa no said ye couple enye
jinamuri de enye but it cannot be all the time nti akwala ni ko school say na say bibi wo ho na wo say metua me support so ko school na wo say bibi wo say me support na wo say me sumeye so won enu da nchen a emmemu anu so bebre esusu other things a eti me pese me ti me at first 100 is me pass as pa dia see library public library public library any nice ICT center dia ma na me ogidie wa rehemu sa chimota school me ba betomo me ba sisia because mo hu sense ase no mo dia ma private estate developers and almost sisi edi your private things
for so atobi
I see when they I'm saying it's
forever for no so area mu ha
forever for the virgin na
forever for no ho
ye virgin na
e hoso ma mensa nka ba kwa area ho no so ebinum ekwohu ahemfo ministry say monye chobo ye ni efa mo nsa ase ma mo na ya mesuma ba betachire na mamma mo ya ka ho asem ye ka ho asem a na ya de mamma na mamma me mu be 20% and na 40-60 let us say mesuma de ahwem half
I no credit because ansem no dey near wo kan say na tell me so say na matin and me no want thing what the same source and if what you are saying is what I also know not just say there's some arita of truth e wa say ma kwesonu
and within
ye here asase a ye di basic public library because me concern so ba you can say compound houses and the doors and Kolano nya I have very brilliant kids in Okaikwenov but they don't have concentration almost school but many baby atna so it's a idea edam akoma so ye pa na me se nyankopon se metimi aye ma kwan enye ma kwan ense kro kese mu akwan ni nyina wo se me kina me na so say ma ban aba mu ni I have no excuse and I assure my people say kwan bia so
market ni munye
La Paz new market say ya ensi to a atechemu nko ano mote a omo de ton ade no de ye omo ha okese pa mun kama komanto mu yem emre ne de aso anesa meba na ye din sa wo so ya ade a me de tu me nim se me pese me ye and then 2 days na me nya ntie say ye kaya ka che MC ya owo me peso aso say from the office of chief of staff say it is alleged say yentro na mismade intro
allegation
yes say ya catch omo say mo ma me kwan nya hwe wo consensus wo ya be je this January ma sign kola school fees needy students make more
common fund
ma sign it so that MCA table so boy lie me boy call
from
it
January wow common fund
that call into the
wo bet me dey atre de wo pesa wo ye no was one farm
sa politics no no money me aye wo campaign of but minim baby ana me china minim se ma ban ni ade mu ntino I held so many things to my chest me catch us me MC in call office da ebe honwa
MC no na ebe bo common fan ni ade otumi aye ho adwuma na nko ho da
administratively no nioma wo ho a channels e wo se fa no
when they start blocking them, me the akwala fees betu mo table so. Me buy MC too kwan. What too kwan so yes, obi wo ho be. Also asa wa ye ho adwuma asa da ne table so na say na mama fa from bra. Na munye also asa we wa ye ho adwuma deda.
Nti twen no ba
fie. Obekọ kwhwehwe wo fie. Me say it went on and on and on. And say yeah na me ama pesika di atua and kwala fees.
Wa bra common fund eda eye o.
I have gone through a lot in Okaikwe North, but thank God it is over. Because Emre din kaso. Obi baby say MP the only secondary school in my constituency is Achimota.
Yes.
Secondary school. As MP, Omuma is slot back for Kwalabra school.
Not even one.
I'm telling you, every member of parliament in Achimota and Okaikwe North has been a member of the board. I have never been part of their board. Before years, I'm saying this.
And that is from the Ministry of Education.
I have endured all this.
Not even one slot as a member of parliament in Achimota.
They let them call.
So, Buana, only obetim the Oba Mkwalabe 5B.
Me say one, won't one, we say 5. Me say one.
Since Kwalaniba or no mess around, some person Achimota square.
What I do is that either say, me never for parliament, and I say,
MPP, dear, no, the
more parliament, must be parliament. I am saying it. Safety, headmistress, our officer, copying headmaster, or what's so sincere. Mr. Not a single slot. I think
headmistress and headmaster cry or mapping.
There, I can show you a message right now. Even recently, I'm sending a message that I say, even if you will not do what I'm asking, respond to my call. Tell me no.
On foul call as a member of parliament,
I'm telling you, sir, me they've played a lot.
So if they have an issue there at the school as a member of parliament, one be amawomo.
And now omuye program no my friend and say me betinaso. Yeah, I have the program to invite you. And you see, I did it.
But that's
because
wicked.
This side of me that I'm saying
that's
today.
That's terrible.
This side of me that I'm saying today on your big platform, I've never mentioned it anywhere. Because who are you even going to tell? Who would believe what you are saying? But if they invite you on their program and you don't go, everybody will know say you're inviting MP.
No,
and so I'll still go.
And at the hard journey says, oh, what's normal program? So now on Pesha for no crabby, Epemo or Naka to me now.
That is it. And so, okay, no for no must survive it. Yeah, my makeup assemble control. Just recently, me were education director or your friend Mrs. Cynthia Aboni. Or didn't grandma my secretary say, Omudin Krunya Abreye directorate no 600 Echo Okankwe Central, 400 Eba Okankwe North. And you know, Opamacho, remember and I am dispersing media in my school. So, and yes, Omuni baby, Omudi Betu school because and see no. There be I know there on one point on my list.
Okay, right.
Now, Nama no me call the office that. And see me call ye, me call no me didn't come one and say how is the demarcation going to be like? And on one casa from the education directorate of Okankwe North, they have already prepared the distribution. Yes, Ebi Achimota school, all the government schools. Ebi Achimota school 20. We say. And I'm saying, okay, if that's the case, can you invite the head of institutions? Now Omumbra will directorate her. Now hand you over no. Emma. And I invited the media, and that was exactly what we did. Could you believe Sadia Chinyano? It was in the media say MP for Okankwe North has stolen furniture belonging to Patrick Bawumia.
Wow.
Yes. It was on the news items.
Wow. But no one at the end, I was so dear.
The invoice are here, I can show them to you. Okankwe North, Okankwe Central, 600 chairs. Okankwe North, 400
chairs.
And you know, maybe say, Miriaya, Efi Hifa. And I'm Miria Fee. So we are there, oh yeah, Okankwe Central, you know, and we had our MCE boy Laye, who went on the media with my opponent Nana Madoku Esiameje, and they granted interview, and the MCE told the public that
where we are,
MP now we are Konyano. And it's on record. video ni wo ha met me e dey mama dey about way so. And so these are things that I survived in Okai enough. So the extent that the education director na pacho o see how no call my friend no e threaten no o ma yesi na say madam emre ye ndin kaso. Patrick Broma is a lawyer, right? A very respected lawyer at that. And they say o see Maria Nkunwa onim the process to go through. When farming police station or farming court. The mama pa machowa and I left the matter like